Coaches, today on the channel, we're going to talk about the 3 best motions you can use in the air raid offense. Stay tuned. All right, coaches, welcome back to Air Raid Nation, presented by 92 Meshgroup. This is Coach Coltharp coming to you today. I'm really excited about today's content. I shot a tweet out over the weekend just asking guys some of the things that they'd like to see. And one of the things that people talked about was like motions and trades and shifts. And you know, those are pretty cool, especially if you're in more of a pro style or a wing offense, because we don't do a lot of trades and shifts per se, but it got me to thinking, what are the 3 best motions for the air raid offense? And so today we're going to diagram them up, show you a couple of clips, and talk a little bit more why I only use those 3 in the offense that we run. And hey, listen, if you love these kind of videos and you want to hear more of these kind of more short informational videos with a little bit of clips and things like that, please make sure you subscribe and click that bell so that you know when we go live. And hey, listen, if you really want to help out, you can join the channel. That's right, for $1.99 a month, you can join the channel, get access to special badges, wallpapers, private chats, and things like that. Because, you know, this thing it's a labor of love, but it has costs in terms of time and money and things like that. So every little bit helps. So if you have it in your heart that you want to join the channel, do that, because we're going to be adding perks as we move on through this year. So anyway, enough of all that stuff. Make sure you check out our Memorial Day bundle sale over on CoachTube. Let's jump in the video. All right, coaches, so today we're going to talk about motions and movements and things. And in my mind, there are 3 reasons why you run motions and movements. You know, number 1 is deception. And a lot of wing T guys love that idea. You're going to move a guy to get the defense's attention, to kind of deceive them from what you're doing. The second thing is to gain leverage. And that's one of the main things that we do in the air raid when we motion. Is not necessarily for deception, but as much as for leverage. Can you outflank the defense by using fast motions and things like that? And then the last one is to determine coverage. And for us, that's not as important because we're reading more grass than we are people. But a lot of times people will do quick motions and things like that, so the defense kind of tips its hand. So let's jump into the video over in our Just Play software. We'll look at the 3 types of motions that I use the most. I'll show you a couple clips, and then we'll get done with the video. Stay. All right, guys, so here we are. We're over in our Just Play software, and this is what it looks like when you set it up for travel mode. So you can actually have your game plan and your install, put it on your iPad, click travel mode, and you don't need Wi-Fi. It downloads everything. And so this right here is our basic motion. Our number 1 motion is what we just call move. We have H move, Z move. Anybody that's off the ball, if you have double slots, you can have Y move or whatever it is. And basically that's just our motion across the formation. Now, sometimes it's a straight flat motion. Sometimes he'll bend it down in front of the quarterback. But for us, move is motion in front of the quarterback. Use that quite a bit, especially when we're going to throw our 3x1 routes, but we want to start off in 2x2. I love it with, going to the flats. A lot of guys do that. We just motion fast across and throw it in the flats. Also, it's really big for me in the running game, especially if I have an athletic quarterback, and we'll talk a little bit more in some other videos about what you do when you have an athletic quarterback versus when you don't have an athletic quarterback. But if we got a guy who's got some wheels, and we're going to feature, we'll feature this motion with a lot of power read and stuff like that, and we'll get to that in a second in the video. So, the next one that we kind of look at is, Z move, like you can see here, Z coming across the other way. We used to do a little bit of short motion, especially when I was using some buck sweep stuff in my air raid. There's a video on the channel. It's called What the Buck. Check that out. It's one of the very first videos that we did. And you can see some of the buck sweep stuff that we had incorporated when I was working at Grays Creek. But you can see we did a little bit more short motion than long motion. But right now, I don't really do a lot of short motions. The other one is our orbit stuff. And orbit comes behind the quarterback. Don't use that quite as much. But there is a great clip of a play here in a few minutes I want to show you guys that you're just going to love, where Oklahoma orbits and then throws a surge screen off of it. It's pretty awesome. But orbit definitely was really fancy back, probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Wake Forest and then we're doing a lot of it around North Carolina, and it kind of became really, really popular. But it does get you from 2x2 kind of into a blue or blue jet, so you can use that. And it's just, like I said, it's a different thing. And remember, there's 3 reasons to motion. If you're not doing it for one of these 3 reasons, you're just wasting your time. Okay, let's review. Okay, deception, gaining leverage, or determining coverage. If you're not doing one of those three things with your motion, you're wasting time and just trying to look smart when you don't have to be, okay? So deception, gaining leverage, determining coverage. Those are the three reasons why you motion. And then probably my last one and most favorite one, you guys know I love this one, and that's jet. You know, when we go 2x2, when we'll fast motion, this one right here is definitely more about gaining leverage than anything. All right, so let's jump into some clips and we'll talk a little bit about what they look like in person. All right, so here we are with Washington State, and they're in open right here, and you're going to see their little version of jet with one back. And really all they're doing is they're quick releasing their running back just to get that little bit of extra leverage. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here in a second. But here they go. He's just going to widen and bang just to get that little bit of extra leverage. You know, so it's a little bit different than the jet that I normally use, but it's still, you know, very, very very, very good. And here it is again. They're going to jet the front side guy on corner just a little bit more. Like I said, Leach loves to get that little bit of extra leverage right there. Not necessarily the best. Now, here's move. And this is what you're going to look at when you're talking about your power read guy. You can see the quarterback right here is bringing him in. And boom, he's going to bring him, and they're reading this guy. All right, if that guy widens, then they're just gonna, come up tight. They get leverage and bang, come right in there with the jet sweep action. Power read is such a great play, especially if you got a pretty good quarterback. And here you can go see it from behind. It times it up pretty good. And the key right there, if you didn't see that, I mean, I know this isn't a power read video, but if you didn't see the real deal on that, it's that shuffle step the quarterback takes. That quarterback has to shuffle with that motion. Okay, so you see how he's shuffling to the right a couple times. It's the best thing, and it's that key coaching point in that power read. So like I said, this is not a power read video, so to speak, but I just thought I would key that in for you. Here you go. Here's another move. Now, the other thing, we talk about this in the air raid all the time, how H and F are interchangeable, right? So this time they're going to motion H across and then bring F back to where H was, and they're going to run 95. And so it's just a nice way of deceiving, getting the defense's attention, going some other way over there, bang, and then they just switch assignments. All right, H becomes the 5 guy, he becomes the 3 guy. All right, and there you go with Y cross. So another good way to do the motion. Nothing too crazy. And I just love this one. Let's hope it for whatever reason it doesn't like to show me the thumbnail, but this is a great play from Oklahoma. Let me make it completely big for you guys so you can see it. But this is empty orbit, and then they're going to run X tunnel screen or surge. So you see their orbit motion behind. Now you got to think about it. All that is right there is open. Okay, that's open. So they just went from empty to open. All right, and depending on who your personnel is, could be your tailback doing that, could be doing a lot of different things, but then they're just going to throw this tunnel screen back away. So you remember, like I said, they're using that motion to deceive and leverage and then work back against that leverage. So bang, there it is right there. Nice little tunnel screen, just a great play, get the ball to an athlete and stuff like that. All right, so those are like the 3 motions, guys. Hopefully, like I said, it's a short video. I'm really going to focus on these shorter videos. If you want to learn more of this stuff in depth, go over to our webpage, 92meshgroup.com. You can pick up our foundations course or our advanced air raid course over on CoachTube. Well worth the money. There's always a coupon. If you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me at Coach Coltharp. I'm always putting coupons up there. 35, 40, 55, 65, 75% off. Just depends on what we're doing. But you can learn, 3.5 to 6.5 hours worth of air raid information for under $100 usually. So it's pretty cool. But we're going to focus on these short videos. Hopefully you like that video. If you like this video and you want to see more of this kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click that button. You can also click that little insignia down here in the end screen. There's some videos right there you might want to check out. And as always, spin it to win.